Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is our 18th lecture of Classical Mechanics 2. Here we will see how the calculation of length for two observers, one is stationary, the other is in relative motion, how the calculations for length will differ under the uh, special theory of relativity put forward by Albert Einstein in 1905. Uh, for this purpose, we consider a setup in which we are having two observers. One observer is located here at point O, and the other observer is located at this point O dot O dash, and this is the second observer. The frame of reference of second observer. This frame of reference having x dash as its x-axis is moving with speed v with respect to this observer, and this speed is in the direction of x-axis. So in time t, the displacement between these two observers will be vt, and if this is the rod of length L naught, this is the proper length of the rod, which is for any observer who will measure the length of the rod when the observer will be in stationary position. He will be not in the relative motion to the rod. If this rod is in the same frame of reference as that of observer 2, which is located at point O dash, so we can say that this observer can be taken as to be the stationary observer with respect to this rod. This observer measures the length of the rod to be L naught equal to x2 dash minus x1 dash. This is x2 dash, this is x1 dash, and the rod is lying along x-axis. So the difference in two x coordinates will give the total length of the rod. X2 dash minus x1 dash will become equal to L naught, and this is claimed to be the proper length of the rod because this observer can be treated as stationary observer when with respect to this rod. Now another observer which is located at ground, somewhere at ground, uh, uh, as this at point O. He measures the length of this moving rod. This rod is moving with speed v along x-axis along with this observer. This observer measures the length of this rod uh, to be x2 minus x1. Then we will have to uh, interlink these coordinates x2 and x1 to x2 dash and x1 dash through the Lorentzian transformation, and we'll have to uh, find the length of the rod calculated by this observer. As per special theory of relativity, there are two postulates. One is laws of physics for all the frames of references moving with uniform velocity or at rest with respect to each other, means having no acceleration with respect to each other, are same. The second postulate is the uh, speed of light for free space is universal constant, and it is having value c equal to 3 multiplied by 10 raised to power 8 meters per second. As per Lorentzian transformations, which were uh, compatible to the theory of relativity, special relativity, as put forward by Albert Einstein. According to these transformations, the x dash and x, this x is uh, stationary coordinates, this x dash is moving coordinates. This these two coordinates can be interlinked through this gamma, where gamma is the Lorentzian factor, and x dash equals gamma into x minus vt, y dash equal to y, z dash equal to z, t dash equal to gamma into t minus 3x over c square. Lorentz factor will become equal to gamma equal to 1 over 1 minus v square over c square, and this factor is the Lorentzian factor. Under these transformation equations, we will link these coordinates x2 dash with x2, x1 dash with x1 on next page. Here, using the Lorentzian equations, we can say that x2 dash is equal to gamma into x2 minus vt2, as x2 is x2 and x2 dash are measured at time t2, and x1 dash will be equal to gamma into x1 minus pt1. Now, by putting these in our previous equation, L naught equal to x2 dash minus x1 dash, we will uh, see that L naught will become equal to gamma into x2 minus vt2 minus gamma into x1 minus vt1, and L naught will become equal to gamma into x2 minus x1 minus v into t2 minus t1. This this expression is rearranged form of this expression, and as for stationary observer who is located at point O, he measures uh, both, he observes both the ends of the rods at same time, x1 and x2. These both the ends of the rod are uh, observed by this observer at the same time. So we can say that T1 and T2 are equal for this observer. If the observer on the ground measures the far end and the near end of the rod at the same time, then T1 will become equal to T2. Now, if T1 and T2 are same, then this term will vanish and L naught will become equal to gamma into x2 minus x1, and x2 minus x1 is assumed to be equal to L, which is the uh, length measured by the stationary observer. Now, L will be equal to L naught over gamma, and gamma will be greater than 1. So the observer on the ground with the rod moving fast in the x direction measures the rod to be shorter than what is measured by the observer at rest relative to the rod on the car. Now, the fact is that the observer on ground is uh, basically in relative motion to the rod moving with velocity v in the uh, frame of reference with O dash as its origin. So this L is measured by the observer, who can be seen as in relative motion to the rod, and this L naught is measured by the observer who is located in the same frame of reference in which the rod is existing. So this second observer, who is moving with velocity v with respect to the observer at point O. He measures length L naught. This gamma is the Lorentzian factor. This gamma is the Lorentzian factor, and as the Lorentzian factor is always greater than 1 because it is expressed as 1 minus v square over c square uh, under root 1 over 1 minus 1 v square over c square under root, and v can never be greater than c. So here there will be some fraction, and 1 minus some fraction will always be a fraction, and under root will also give a fraction. So 1 over fraction will always be greater than 1. In this way, we can say that gamma is always greater than 1. When gamma is greater than 1, then L will always be lesser than L naught. L will always be lesser than L naught. So the length of the rod seems to be contracted when there is relative motion between the observer and the rod. This is an outcome of the special theory of relativity. That's